You can get in touch with us this morning. We've been talking about ticks. Dennis, good morning to you. I was bitten on the golf course, and medics told me that golfers should carry a tick removal kit, none less.
There you go, a tick removal kit. We've had quite a lot of tick stories, and all of them have made us feel a little bit icky, it's got to be said, because not only are they tricky to actually get out, but infected ticks also carry Lyme disease, lovely, which they can pass on to us. And a new report has found that cases of Lyme disease are increasing rapidly and maybe 3 times more common than the current annual estimates. Oh, it's horrible. So what precautions can we take to avoid them? And what do we do if we've been bitten?
Julie Knight, come on down. That's your cue to come on. I've discovered that apparently you suffer from Lyme disease.
I do indeed, yes.
So when you say suffer, what are the symptoms?
Well, I was bitten quite a long time ago in 1999. But the initial symptoms are, some people get a rash, which sometimes is described as a bullseye rash, but it can be a solid rash, and the rash slowly grows over a few days. If not everybody gets a rash, you start to feel unwell with a flu-like illness, headaches, neck ache, very unwell, as if you were going down with the flu, but at a time of year when you wouldn't normally get flu.
And is it curable?
The main thing is it needs to be diagnosed quickly and treated quickly. And then normally a course of 3 to 6 weeks antibiotics, as per the NICE guidelines, hopefully will knock the bacterial infection on the head. But when it's not recognised, as in my case, it wasn't recognised, it was misdiagnosed as ME, it can go on to cause devastating problems in the body. In my case, it attacked my nervous system, it can affect the heart, and it can affect the joints. And that's when it's very difficult to treat.
Blimey.
Mm.
How do we avoid, I suppose that avoiding being bitten by a tick is the best thing. So what's your guidance on avoidance? Because we've got this thing in the Times today saying, tuck your trousers into your socks.
Absolutely, yeah. So the most powerful thing is to be aware in the first place. Okay, be aware that not all ticks carry the infection, but use repellent if you're out and about in the countryside. Yeah, do tuck your trousers into your socks. Try not to go out and about in those sort of areas in your shorts and flip-flops. Be aware. Check yourself every evening, your children, your pets, because dogs pick them up a lot and then they can leave them in your house. Although they won't survive in the house, but if you don't know, one's just dropped off a dog. And the thing about having a tick removal tool in your first aid kit is essential, or a pair of fine tip tweezers. But if every family had one of those in their first aid kit, that would be great.
Right. Well, it
just gives you the heebie-jeebies, doesn't it?
Do you actually remember being bitten by a tick then?
No. What happened to me was I was aware that I had. I kept thinking there was something behind my armpit, which sounds a bit daft. And now, looking back with the knowledge I've got, it was probably an embedded nymph tick, because in the early spring, which is when I was bitten, they can be smaller than a poppy seed.
So it's so hard because the only ticks I've seen have been on my dog, and they've been pretty sizable. But if they're the size of a poppy seed,
that's when they've been feeding. So they only grow to that size when they've been feeding on the person or the pet.
So when they're full of that thing's blood. Yeah. Effectively.
Yeah, they grow to about a baked. Yeah, they grow to about the size of a baked bean.
Oh, you're spreading the love this morning.
Sorry,
Julia.
If people would become, if there was more awareness, we could stop a lot of the distressing cases that are missed, and then turn into a long-term chronic illness.
Well, we wish you continued good health, hopefully. Julie, appreciate your time this morning from Lyme Disease UK. Lots of advice, and we'd love to hear from you. Your tick story, 81333, is the way to get in touch with us on text. Start with the word radio and send us your message. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/BBC Surrey. Alternatively, We're an email away, surreybreakfast@bbc.co.uk. And yeah, apparently you can't feel the bite.
You see, that's the sort of alarming thing, isn't it? Because I know my husband got one, and he realised when he was in the shower, because he was sort of like rubbing his skin, it was on the back of his leg, and he felt something, and at first he thought it was like like a skin tag.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, what's that?" And that turned out to be a tick. But no, thank you.
All
no,
right.
thank you.
Off to buy a tick removal tool. You can get in touch with us. It is BBC Surrey. And news updates on the way.
Have you heard?
Danny Pike.
Last